All right, what's up, everybody? It is Cowboy, and it is 8:30 a.m. EST. It's Friday. Friday is kind of it's a good day for like scalping and taking your last minute trades before Forex and equities markets close. And it's a pretty good day for crypto in general. Just understand that crypto markets do tend to slow down over the weekend. Mind you, it might not happen this time, right? So we're in an exciting time in crypto. Even Ripple's taken off. I see some comments there from Atlas Crypto. Atlas wants to know, what round will Tyson knock out Jake Paul? It's an exhibition fight, and I'm not sure. I don't know what's in their heads, right? But I'd imagine with an exhibition fight, they want to make some money. So a first round knockout would not make any money. Mike Tyson is Mike Tyson. Jake Paul is Jake Paul. And I'm not, I haven't really studied Jake Paul or how much of a boxer, how good of a boxer he is. I know he got a knockout against somebody. I think I saw a film clip of that. I'm not paying enough attention, and I don't know enough about boxing to even make a comment or critique on how good Jake Paul is, but I really doubt he's going to be the skill of Mike Tyson. And yeah, I know Mike Tyson is not 27 anymore, but at the same time, he's Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson. So I think if Mike really wanted to put him down pretty quickly, he could. It's just my guess. Given Mike's skill level, and I know he's been training, I've seen videos of him training. I doubt he's been lazy. Mike's just an animal, especially when you get him, a little riled up. He can get a little bit crazy. So I get the feeling he and Jake Paul are probably friends, or at least friendly, and you're not going to necessarily see some insanity. Round 3, round 4. I think unless Mike's taking a payday for, Jake to knock him out. And I'm not saying that Mike would ever do such a thing. I'm just saying, if this was an exhibition fight where they're trying to give the audience a show, I'd say 4th or 5th round, that's what I would say. But I don't know, man. We'll see what it is. I just, it's Mike Tyson, like it's Jake Paul, it's an exhibition fight. So I'd imagine they're going to take it easy. Let's take a look at Bitcoin here. And yeah, Ripple does look like it's going off here. Good morning, MTNG. Yeah, I think Polymarket, I think they arrested the Polymarket guy. I guess, somebody was unhappy about something. Could be Polymarket's effect on the election. I don't know. But yeah, may the ears stay intact there, Lisa Gray, for sure. It's pretty good. That was a long time ago. It was like the 90s. Mike Tyson, man. Wild. So Bitcoin holding up. Bitcoin may be forming a head and shoulders. We have to watch out for that because this was a massive move up. Like if you back out and take a look at this, I know we've talked about this, but the move up on Bitcoin going back to basically election day, you're looking at a 40% move. A 40% move. Bitcoin didn't move 40% for like half a year, and all of a sudden it does so in less than a week. So, I would be cautious. Mathematically, everything should have some kind of a pullback. Technically, it already has. But if we were to attach a Fibonacci tool to this impulse up, and on a higher time frame, this would look like a pure impulse, then it's going to at least want to head down to about 83,000. That's where it's going to want to head down. Now, this line here, I think, was where we saw some first kind of blips as far as where the price action started to bunch up. And we'll go ahead and we'll take a look on the Kingfisher and see where that liquidity is. And that could give us an idea of where Bitcoin might want to pull back to, or to where Bitcoin might want to pull back. Let's grab this chart real quick. Now, the Kingfisher is a great application. I've used it. I've used the paid version. It's really, really valuable. Right now, I'm just using the free version, but I'd really recommend you guys checking it out. There's a link in the description. Now you can see about 80,000. There's a lot of liquidity sitting right at 80,000. And when you see such a strong move up, then a strong pullback is really possible. But I think if price went down that far, it would be really quick. If price made its way down to 80,000 at this time in the market, in the bull market, after the new all-time high post-halving, I think it would look something like this, and that. Like basically a needle down on the 3-hour chart. Whatever happens here, if there is a pullback to either 80,000 or the low 80s, which I had 83, which is this 382 right here. If you look at this Fibonacci 382, that is 83,000, almost on the dot. And I'd say it's more likely to grab that just based on fib rules. But when you have a lot of liquidity not that far from a 382, it could wick down there. It could be forced down there depending on how the crowd reacts. You know, if the crowd really wants Bitcoin and is buying all the dips, then it may not make it down there. You might not get your entry. We could see that there wasn't and has not been a lot of liquidity below price ever since about a month ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, right? Prior to the big breakout, prior to the election, about for a couple of weeks, there just wasn't a lot of liquidity downside. And usually what that means is that the market or the market is exhausted. The market participants got tired of going long and getting wicked out, getting their longs knocked out. They ran out of money or they just ran out of patience. And they're like, every time I go long, I get wicked out. And so usually the markets don't move until that happens. And interestingly enough, it just so happens that usually this happens around the election during a halving year. So we're seeing everything that is extremely expectable. What I just drew, though, is very possible, especially on a weekend when the volatility is low. Hey, thanks a lot, Atlas. I appreciate that. So, all that to say, I would keep an eye out. I would definitely be keeping an eye out for that business right there. All right, good. So let's move on. We'll look at Solana, and then we'll hop over to the private live lab over on Algo Factory, right? Because that's what we do here. We do the first 10 minutes here. Algo Factory members do have priority as far as question asking, and then we move over to the private live lab. So go to algofactory.tech if you like this particular show and you want to see an entire hour of it where you can ask questions about your favorite stock or crypto or whatever, Forex pair, you name it. Come to Algo Factory. We'll teach you how to build your own trading algo, right? And I'll show you what that is here in a second. Solana, again, finding support roughly at about $200, staying above 200. Excuse me there. So I would expect Solana, if Bitcoin dips down, right, I think Solana will come down to at least to test 200 once again. And if Bitcoin wicks all the way down to 80,000, then this will probably wick down to like 195. Like, because that's the bottom of kind of a lot of this price action, this prior older range that happened very, very shortly on the way up. So that would be like that version, Solana's version of the wick to 80,000 is going to be probably down to about 200 or maybe a little bit lower. But in all other metrics, it's very, very bullish, just as Bitcoin is. High time frame bullish. It just is. It just is. All right. Like I said, come to algofactory.tech. We'll teach you how to build a trading algorithm, a trading plan. And you don't have to know how to do any computer code, anything like that. You have to understand that when it comes to trading, especially like our clients, about 80% of them are just not successful. And that's just how it is. And it doesn't matter what coach you have, and it doesn't matter what method you have. 80% of people are just not successful in general. In trading and in general, there's the 80-20 rule. It's called the Pareto principle. That's just how it is. But the ability to be in that successful 20%, right? That ability is almost entirely dependent on your work ethic. It's not your ability. It's not your capabilities. It's not your intelligence. It's not your ability to do math. It's none of that. It all comes down to work ethic when it comes to Algo Factory, because what we do is basically a very, very, very easy elementary school version of data science. We teach you how to take a look at past, historical charts. And when you take that data, you can predict the future. And if you can predict the future accurately, you can make money. And all it takes is work ethic. It takes tenacity. It takes discipline. And if you have those things, you come to algofactory.tech. We help you build your trading plan. And there is a very good probability that you'll be successful and be able to bring in some money. All right. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the flip side.
Join us or die.